Alright. Hey guys, SeanB, and today I want to give you guys my thoughts and opinion into the Shizzle G3 RTA tier list. I highly recommend you guys go and watch the video where he explained every single unit, and he's a very smart player with a lot of data to back his RTA tier list as well. There are many things you can learn from this tier list, so let's jump right into it. From the top, we have this new candidate, which is going to be the Water Striker or Water Ryu Murray. Water Ryu, I'm gonna call him that way. And right now, he is literally the best unit in RTA. He provides speed lead, a very consistent AoE strip when enemy has a 1 immunity buff, but when he's faced with many buff, then the strip is not gonna be that good. But if you're contesting for turn 1, then he is really awesome. He is going to be very good against Vert because more often than not, the Vert is going to glance against him. Or if the Vert only crit once, the enemy team might not get enough attack bar to sort of flip the table on you. And as you can see in the top tier, which is like from 75 and above, Chiwu is not even there anymore. So Chiwu is all the way down here where he used to be, probably in the 90 or 95 tier. So now this guy sort of replaced Chiwu in high rank RTA. Ragdoll is really good because Ragdoll can help turn 1 player sort of flip the table when enemy trying to go for the Leo route to counter turn 1 player, or Ragdoll can just be a very strong core unit in a bruiser team. So pretty much you can use him everywhere, every match. So still good, still strong after the nerf, and back in the top tier. Next we have a lot of LD Nat 5, so you either see strong AoE turn 2 unit, AoE strip, AoE debuff, damage dealer can one-shot people with a 1 violent proc or 2, Han can destroy many things. Or turn 1 stripper like Tianlang, Gianna, or protection unit like this, so they are like the best in their class. Next we have Yonhong Changpeng, who used to be somewhere down here, but with the buff that gave him defense break, now his strip and the pushback also got increased in attack bar pushback. He is insane. He's like Ganymede in the past that can strip skill 1 and reset a unit. Back in 2016 or 17, the strip into pushback of Gany was considered one of the most broken things in the game. And come to saw that and make it AoE. Pretty much, if this guy violent proc, he can just completely destroy a team on his own. A single unit. Is that crazy? Yonhong is still here, Pata still here, Yaga still here. Pretty standard LD Nat 5 stuff. If you have any of these LD Nat 5, you're looking good. Now Leo is here because Leo single-handedly carry anyone with down sort of turn 1 unit. With Leo, you balance out the speed on the playing field so they're not too much faster than you. You reduce damage of Beast Riders by a lot, and you allow your team to move constantly, and that's really cool. And you have Ciara here. Diana is probably also the same as Leo. You can pick them together. She gain attack bar when enemy trying to do some AoE stuff, so she's very good into AoE CC team. Another AoE CC unit, and this unit countered AoE CC, so they're here because they either counter the meta or they belong in the meta. Very strong. So let's go down to the AD tier. This is where you start seeing some free-to-play unit. Hooray! Free-to-play unit! But I really urge you to build these because they are very important if you want to compete in RTA, no matter what ranks you are. Actually, if you're high rank, you don't really need to watch this. But you need to have a Fran and a Lulu. This is double immunity. It's very important. Why? Because when enemy go first, they have speed lead, strip, and control CC unit. If they miss one of your immunity unit, you can buff immunity. Then the stun is gone, the sleep is gone, the bomb is gone. All the CC that they trying to do is gonna be gone. So if you have double immunity and they let it through and they miss one of it, and believe me, they're gonna miss it. Everyone who used turn 1 CC team, they know they miss their shit all the time, no matter what kind of accuracy they're running. Then you have a chance to fight. Another turn 2 unit will be Water Joker the Bomber. He is very good because even if he died to the damage of Ciara Beast Riders, he can come back to life and bomb them still. A lot of turn 1 team, and if you take their Fran, they have no immunity. So they're gonna unload all their shit on you, but if the Water Joker alive, then he can return some damage, and that's very important. So what do we have here? We have more speed lead here, we have more turn 1 unit like Ganny, Beast Riders, and Jeremiah counter Oki and Changpeng, because you cannot reset his skill 3. So he can reset your entire team cooldown back if you get reset by Oki and Changpeng. So he's really, really good. Next is here. Oh, he used to be very low, but now with a strip into AoE reset, you see him on Swift build so that he can strip for like Oki or Ganny to start working as well. Leona is good for turn 2, Molly is good for turn 2, Asima is very good for turn 1 or turn 2, depending whether you have the speed lead strip or not. But turn 2, she can also one-shot the entire enemy team on her own. One thing that surprised me is this unit right here. She can strip and she does okay damage. You can build an artifact build and she multi-hit, so she does a lot of damage with artifact. But I don't think she's that special. But maybe with G3 rune and Obabo literally just carry this girl win rate alone. And maybe somebody from China that can allow her to be super fast, do some crazy damage, then I guess she's alright. But this is unknown to me. Never see her ever in every RTA match I do. By the way, if your unit are really all the way down here, you have like shitty box and you have like maybe one unit in this area, don't be sad, okay? You need to learn what is the mechanic that work, like immunity will work well against CC, or sort of turn 1, or maybe just run AoE damage unit and then have everybody on wheel runes to survive the CC and then return damage. You can also do that. Don't be discouraged if you have nothing up here. Now we're at the 75 tier. We have Praha, also very popular pick for strip, for turn 2 with the resist lead, for sleep. Marsha is a bit down here because she works specifically well with Vert and Ragdoll player. But if you don't have Ragdoll, then you don't see her as much. Hathor used to be like next to Okeanos. They used to be husband and wife. But now she's down here. She just kind of fade away in the meta because nobody want to play damage-less CC. If you can do control and damage at the same time, you will do it to end the match quicker and also less RNG. That's what I read from Reddit and I totally agree. Belenus, a very strong turn 2 unit together with Rika. When enemy doesn't have immunity, these two units can potentially wipe the entire enemy team on their own. Vega is dropping down a little bit, but I think it's still gonna be good. After the nerf, his damage output is now kind of shit, but still a very strong free-to-play unit that you should have together with your Verd, Lulu, Fran, and you should build him, okay? Wedjab. Oh, speed lead, attack by booster. Him and Waryoung are the only two units in the game with speed lead and attack bar buff at the same time. So they're a very strong turn 1 unit, but their base speed are kind of average. So contesting turn 1 is not going to be that easy, and they work in very specific comp. With Monkey King, one of the heavy carry as well together with Leo Diana in a turn 2 team against turn 1 control player, because he can quickly gain attack bar with skill 2, does good damage, has defense break, can randomly revenge and sort of screw up the entire enemy plan with a revenge stun, and he has passive allowing him to take less damage from the enemy, so he tank much better. So he's a very, very good unit if you want to pair him with double immunity and Leo to counter people that are trying to go turn 1. The Fire Striker, Fire Ryu, very, very strong unit as well if enemy run sort of heavy, wind, and fire. And this guy can solo them, because they can't do good damage to him and he revenge all the time. Do good damage, you can build him on Vampire so that he just unkillable, pretty much. High damage, he's like a modern day Miho. We have Samantha here, rocking in the high rank as well, because 33% speed lead is never a bad thing. And also, when enemy run no healing, the return damage can be very scary. Triana still good, still need to build one. Triton is much lower now, but still a very strong counter pick. Animal the same, together with Rika. Belenus, very strong when enemy don't have immunity. Slow debuff is super, super strong, and she provide good support when enemy run heavy fire. Oberon, strong one-shot unit, need to be resetted. She This is a unit that enemy has to go for the strip, and if they miss, and this thing can go through and one shot something, very consistent, much better than Daphnis because there's no need for landing the strip, landing the defense break. This guy just go in and bam, one thing gone. Miho still here, very good unit still. When you pick Miho, you know what you're doing, usually get banned or enemy suffer, you laugh. Amelia, immunity unit, very strong. She can volume proc and then get immunity back if she get reset. Poseidon is here, very strong unit for cleave. Nikki is here. Her attack buff is very good for cleave. You see her in very specific team with high damage. So you don't see her like in general. Together with Goyoung, they are like cleavers unit. But now cleavers usually work with like Oki Savannah, not the usual Lucian, Shimite, Julie anymore. And with additional damage for Okeanos or just good damage on both of them on crit damage build, they can cleave just fine. Dark Demon is here to be the last 5th pick, to be annoying. You can't kill him, I was to come back and kill you, that kind of thing. Turn 2 unit here. Viva Chell, very hard unit to use though, rarely see her as well. And she get control easily. With Vert in the team, attack bar is going to be really hard to manipulate. So you don't see her that much. Turn 2 unit, turn 1 stripper here. Molong you see once in a while when enemy run uncontrollable comp. So now we are going to the not so common tier. You don't see much Boverk, you don't see much Tyrannos. Tyrannos used to be very strong, used to be like top tier. But with how many units that can cooldown reset in the meta, like Gani, Changpeng, Okeanos, Tyrannos just die and does nothing. So now he's right here. We see a bunch of immunity unit that is not favorable anymore. I think when you compare Wusa to Lulu, he doesn't cleanse, so he's not as good as Lulu. Velaju is still, I think, very good. I think Velaju can move up a little bit. Still very strong unit against Savannah, for example. Boverk not very popular anymore because enemy don't run multiple immunity source anymore. Because when you see, either you see first turn team that just destroy you with damage and control, or turn 2 team that rely on passive. So immunity is not that popular, hence Boverk not that popular as well. Then we have a bunch of damage dealer here that rarely see used, but people who know how to use them, like Dark Panda, Zeratul, Icarus, then they're strong, but you don't see them as often. They are more or less counterpick in this area. Chiwu and Volantis, both AoE stripper, both are not favored in the meta. This guy because of low base speed, this guy because Vert exists. very bad. Daphnis is low down here because of the inconsistency and because people don't need him to do damage anymore. They just build additional damage artifact into their unit and they don't need a unit that one shot once in a while. The consistency really destroyed Daphnis' popularity. But still a very strong unit though, mostly a last pick and then false ban when enemy has no counter, like no Vanessa, no Triana, no Tyrannos, and they pick double immunity. You pick Daphnis in, they have to ban it because they're scared they're gonna lose a unit immediately. That kind of thing. And now we move down to even more irrelevant unit in the meta, but used to be popular. Like we have Josephine here, still okay if you don't see Changpa and Gani, but that's quite rare. But in low rank where people are trying to run CC unit and they don't have all the meta thing, then Josephine's still good though. This is a turn 1 stripper. I think Dark Monkey King can go up a little bit. The moment they buff his stun to be consistent, I think he's gonna move up like all the way here. Laika, together with Fangyan, these are the 2 units I like to use a lot when enemy pick Leo. I just immediately go with a defense breaker that can heal and a unit that can solo a lot of Leo team. If they don't have defense break, I run my Vampire Laika, never dies. Literally never dies. Julian, a damage dealer but doesn't provide much utility. But again, if you have him, you can build with 0 speed to deal with Leo people. You see Leo here because he's so popular. A lot of things can be built with 0 speed against a Leo team. And that's very strong, like this guy. Antares also fade away because of the presence of Beast Riders and Okeanos being super popular. And Harmonia here, losing popularity. She used to be like together with Bover and Molong and a lot of high tier team. But because the team kind of fade away, she's down here. Fire Monkey, not as good as Wind Monkey because even though you can't be stunned, you still can be attacked by pushback. You still die. but stat belong to cleave, and cleave in G3 are very bad. You can see right here a lot of cleave option, and they're all shit in G3. But if you're looking like a C3 tier list, you see cleave team very high. In fighter tier list, cleave team is probably one of the best team, because if you have good runes, you win very fast, you lose very fast, and you do your wins very quickly every day. So a bunch of damage dealer here that just belong to cleave and can be used very effectively. Not much surprise, Lauren is now in the 65, used to be god tier, but now because she's either too slow, too swishy, or doesn't provide enough control compared to the shit that people are using in the top, so she's all the way down here. I think Beta can move up a little bit, but just like Wusa, she suffer from no cleanse, not allowing her to protect the team that well. And anti-crit most of the time kind of shit. I think the Wind Mermaid is a bit underrated, because in higher rank people have everything, but Wind Mermaid can be like Ethna, a fast base speed turn 1 CC strip unit. She strip and then reset a cooldown unit. So if you don't have an Ethna, then the Wind Mermaid can provide some sort of similar usage, and she can protect you with a bubble. I think I still see Shiho a little bit up there, but because Shiho is stripped into nothing, a lot of things here strip into something. So she is not that good, and the stun is not the most consistent. Sometimes it stun everybody, sometimes it doesn't stun anything. But I think Shiho can still deserve a spot somewhere here. If you don't have Barbara, you don't have Ethna, then you need a turn 1 strip for a reset from Gani or a bomb from Ciara. I think Shiho is still gonna be okay. These are just sad. I think the Dark Grim Reaper can see some use. Like if you don't have a Rika or Belenus, then you might as well build a Dark Grim Reaper in that slot. You pick him last, you see no immunity on the enemy team, and you start going crazy with the Dark Grim Reaper. Down here I see my boy Joe Gunn, feels bad, slow cleave is dead. But hey, if you have the creativity to build a team around a unit that you like Joe Gunn or Mook Wall or I don't know, ISIS, hey, do it. They're here doesn't mean they're shit, okay? They're here because they're not popular. So if you're new to RTA, pay attention to the free-to-play unit that you can build that can help you out in the RTA climb journey, and also watch RTA replay. You realize why certain units are very popular, and you realize why certain units are kind of shit. You also pay attention to the hard counter that you have, like you have a Leo, you have a Diana, then they are your big weapon. Put runes on them, put really good runes on them, and focus on the free-to-play unit that you can build, like your Fran, Lulu, Vert, Cian, Vigor. You can build them, you can have a chance to fight against people with all the meta shit. Why are they here? Because they work. Because even endgame player put values on these units, and they can do something to help you in RTA as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!